You're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to someone who knows how to use AI, and you don't. I'm 49 with reasonably good fitness, but it takes years of daily discipline to get there. And keeping the mind sharp, staying relevant in business, that requires a different kind of discipline. You have to adapt to new systems. Right now, there's a massive divide happening. Half the world thinks AI is a magic trick and will do the work for them, and the other half is terrified of it. I don't look at it as either. To me, AI is just a tool. You just have to know how to use it. Think of a screw. You can use a good old-fashioned screwdriver or use an electric one. One of these is faster and more efficient, even though they both do the same job. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm going to show you how I use AI as my daily co-pilot to run 3 side hustles: real estate investing, my e-commerce shop, and this YouTube channel. Let's get into it. Before we get into the tactical stuff, we need to address the biggest lie we tell ourselves after 40. I'm too old to learn that. If you are watching this, you're a lifelong learner. You are too old for egos, and you are too young to quit. But I hear it all the time from people around my age and, believe it or not, even people who work in technology. They are frustrated, they feel left behind, and instead of learning, they complain about it. Operating out of fear is going to produce vastly different results than making decisions out of confidence. Jordan Peterson says,
"Remember that what you do not yet know is more important than what you already know. It is much better to make friends with what you do not know than with what you do know, as there is an infinite supply of the former, but a finite stock of the latter."
You have to drop the ego and be willing to be a beginner again. Technology is not your roadblock. It is your path forward. Business, just like life, is fundamentally about problem solving. And right now, AI is the greatest problem-solving engine ever handed to the working class. It doesn't care about your age, your past failures, or your previous resume. It only rewards the people who are willing to sit down, put in the daily reps, and learn how to drive it. If you could understand that, you can build anything. Quick pause. If you're getting any value from this video, please do me a favor and hit like and subscribe. The goal right now is 500 subscribers so I can add my Do Your Best Everyday Shop to this channel, and we are incredibly close. Hustle number 1, e-commerce. As I just mentioned, I run an apparel line called the Do Your Best Everyday Shop, aka the Dye Bed Shop. This is where I sell fitspirational apparel and gear like athletic shirts, jiu-jitsu and MMA rash guards, water bottles, and mugs. When I decided to launch this, I didn't hire an agency or a coach. I started from absolute scratch. And let me tell you, I had no idea what I was doing. I used AI to help mock up the initial design concepts, and I didn't even know the difference between the myriad of shirt designs and materials, so AI helped guide me to the best one that fit my brand. Once I had the designs and locked in the brands, I asked AI to guide me through the entire process, step by step. That included setting up my print-on-demand shop, integrating it with Etsy and Shopify, selecting the best products, writing product descriptions, calculating retail pricing, and generating the mockups. I had no idea how complicated this was, and if I did this without AI, I probably would have given up, or it would have taken me about 6 months to figure out. I followed its instructions, and it condensed months and months of guesswork into just a few days. But here is where AI actually saved my sanity. If you ever tried to set up a shop on Instagram, which runs off the Meta's Business Suite and Commerce Manager, you know it requires a PhD in patience. I was completely stuck. I couldn't figure out how to connect my IG shop. There was a setting hidden somewhere in the labyrinth of Meta's backend, and I was hitting a brick wall. The standard AI was driving me in circles, and I was just about to give up. My last and final attempt involved using Gemini's brand new Agentic AI feature, which pro members had just received a few days prior. For those who don't know, Agentic AI is when you let AI take control of the screen and actually do the work for you. I know, it sounds completely scary and awesome at the same time. I gave it the exact problem, and Agentic AI took control and solved the problem in like 2 minutes. On the bright side, during those days, I did manage to invent a few brand new curse words to use in frustrating situations. Hustle number 2, real estate investing through my company, Culture of Living. The thing I love about real estate investing is that you're not selling anything to make money. You buy things to make money. It's about finding the best deal and problem solving through those issues. But the secret to real estate isn't just buying houses. It's buying math. It's about analyzing the deal. When you're actively looking for an investment property, you have to look through a lot of them. I mean, a ton. It could take you weeks or months. But if you sit down and manually comp, and I mean look up comparable sales, for every single one of those houses, you're going to be there all week. This is where I use AI. I don't use it to replace manual comping. I use it as the ultimate back-of-the-napkin math tool. Instead of spending hours crunching numbers, I feed the raw data of 20 properties into my AI model. In minutes, it analyzes the price per square foot, compares the last 6 months of sales, and runs estimated numbers across the board. And here's why this beats a standard spreadsheet. A spreadsheet only crunches the numbers you give it. AI actually reads the market. In seconds, it can check the local crime rates, pull the neighborhood amenities, estimate the rental yields, and flag any issues with the asset that were publicly reported. It instantly filters out the garbage and leaves me with 1 or 2 properties that actually look like a prospective deal. Once the AI flags the property as a winner, I don't just blindly trust it. I sit down and manually comp that specific property to be absolutely 100% sure that the numbers make sense. I use AI to handle the volume in minutes, and I use my own experience to verify the final deal. When you run a business, time is your most valuable asset. If you can cut time to achieve the same result, it's worth it. So you can spend more time working on generating profit rather than doing time-consuming busy work. Creating your best life is hard and requires daily discipline and a strong mindset. Check out the Do Your Best Everyday shop for fitspirational apparel to inspire your journey. From athletic shirts to water bottles and mugs. Free shipping on all US orders. The link is in the description. Hustle number 3, this YouTube channel. Every video you watch on this channel has an invisible co-director. But let's be honest, being a content creator in your late 40s is a grind. You are competing against 20-somethings who have infinite free time, boundless energy, and 0 real-world responsibilities. I don't have that luxury, so I use AI to level the playing field and buy back my time. When most people try to use AI to write for them, it sounds like a generic robot. It has no soul. It's boring. That's because they treat it like a search engine instead of an employee. Here is my exact system. I use Gemini Gems to link a set of master documents together, essentially creating my own personal digital brain. I loaded it with my entire brand identity. I fed the AI my target demographic. I uploaded a massive library of my personal quotes, my life experiences, and the philosophies that I live by. When I have an idea for a video, I don't just sit down and stare at a blank screen for hours. I open up Gemini and I dump my raw, unfiltered thoughts into the prompt. I tell it the core problem that I'm trying to solve. The AI takes that messy brain dump, cross-references it with my personal master document, and structures it into a clean, highly effective script. It even reminds me to weave in my specific quotes, so I stay on brand. It does not replace me as the creator. The stories are 100% mine. The lived experience, 20 years of mistakes, the physical reps, that's all me. But what AI does is remove the friction. It takes the heavy lifting out of the production process. It gives me the output and the leverage of a 5-person production team. Now, this process still takes days. This is not a quick fix. Because as I said earlier, I don't let the AI do the work for me. I actually go line by line and adjust nearly 90% of the script until it feels exactly the way I want it to be. That's why the things I say and the way I speak don't always sound perfectly correct. Because it's not. It's me. When you're a solo creator with a busy life and no one to help you, you need every advantage you can get. We just covered a lot of ground: e-commerce, real estate, and YouTube. But the truth is, none of those systems matter if you refuse to take the first step. You do not need to be a prompt engineer. You do not need a background in tech or coding. You just need to learn how to ask the right questions and then execute the plan. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a great rule for success. He says,
"The first rule of success is to have a vision. If you don't have a vision of where you're going, if you don't have a goal of where you go, You drift around and never end up anywhere.
That is exactly what this channel is about. You have to be the leader of your own life. You create the vision, you hold yourself accountable, and you use these tools to figure out how to get it done. So, here's my challenge to you today. Stop avoiding that business idea you've always thought about. Forget your excuses. You're not too old. I started my first business and real estate investing in my mid-40s. We have the technology. Use it. Open up Gemini, Claude, or ChatGPT today and type this exact prompt. I know absolutely nothing about starting a business. Act as my expert consultant. Explain this to me like I'm a beginner, and give me a simple 3-step checklist to get started today. Stop letting the fear of being a beginner or thinking you're too old to keep you from creating your best life, because you are way too young to quit. If you found value in this video, please hit like and subscribe. Before you go, please check out one of these other videos right here. This is Mike. Thanks for watching.